Gold Squad TV. Long time no here. Been a minute. I know I've been kind of MIA. I kind of wanted to touch on this since we signed him. Excuse me. Dennis Schroder. Now, I'm trying to figure out why the media is making such a big deal about him turning down that 84 million to stay with the Lakers, to only get 5.9 million in betting on himself to join the Celtics or any other team would have been in the market. All right. My problem I have with this is that okay, if Sun messed up by not taking the 84 million, then I get it. All right. I get that he's not looking too good for not taking 84 million. What I don't understand and what I really don't get is why all the slander towards this man's name because he made a decision. I don't understand it. You know what I mean? I totally get why people might not like Dennis because Dennis bet on himself and he didn't do what LeBron wanted him to do per se. But you guys got to remember one thing. Dennis Schroeder is not a selfish player. This idea that people are giving him the selfish label is ridiculous. He's never been a selfish player. He just didn't want to play with LeBron. And the media can't deal with the fact that their golden boy could not keep Dennis Schroeder in a Laker uniform. You know what I mean? He averaged 18.9 points a game with Oklahoma City and was sixth man of the year that year. Comes to LA and just averages 15. 15. He was their starting point guard. Before that, he had many years that he was great in Atlanta. Now, you also got to remember, too, Schroeder doesn't come from out here. He played for Germany. He's from Germany. He was born in Germany. He has a different outlook on culture. He's a competitor. This dude might not be the best player in the league. Nobody's confusing him for being the best player in the league. But the slander that this man is taking right now because he didn't take 84 million to stay with the King is ridiculous, and it's obvious ESPN in LeBron having a lot of connections between ESPN and FS1 and a lot of these different media outlets, and just LeBron just being a bigger draw. Obviously, LeBron's the face of the league. Like it for better for worse, he's the face of the league. I don't get how a guy that averages 14.3 points a game for his career, averaged 15 last year, 18 the year before. His highest scoring year was that 2017-18 season with Atlanta when he averaged 19.4. He's been a solid player. 5.8 assists last year, 4.0 assists the year before. 6.3 years prior. Like, how is it that Dennis Schroeder now has become the bottom of the bottom feed in the league when it comes to his reputation because he didn't decide to take the bag that LeBron had for him? Or because we all know LeBron's the GM over there. Like, let's not fool ourselves. Genie and Rob Pelinka, aka Rob Lowe, could sit there and act like they're the head honchos there, but they're not. This is not the Dr. Bus Lakers where Dr. Bus had say and he was the man. This is the GM's Lakers here. And since he didn't want to play with the GM for a long amount of time, now he's getting hate in the media because he's betting on himself. And I super notice this. I'm not saying this because he's in the Boston Celtics uniform, because he might not even finish the year with the Boston Celtics. However, let's not fool ourselves. Just because he took the 5.9 minimal doesn't make him a bad player. He just wasn't attractive enough for the money that he wanted. And also, it was the fact that he wanted that money knowing that he left LeBron. And LeBron is the head honcho in this league. When you leave LeBron, you turn down that type of money, they're gonna look at you some type of way. I think it's whack, but it's the politics of the game. It's just how it is right now. So I'm not gonna be over here shitting on Dennis Schroder. Dennis Schroder's not a selfish player. The idea that Dennis Schroder, he's a competitor, can he be a little annoying? Sure. Is he a selfish player? No. I think some of you guys need to lay off him, man. Let that man breathe. He turned down that $84 million. To put him on Jackass of the Day, or Jackass of the Week, or whatever it was on Breakfast Club, which that show's toxic as possible when it comes to just regular shit. The man's betting on himself. Let's say he has a career year this year. Maybe not in points, but in every other category. And that he's a free agent next year and some team wants to pick him up. He puts up really good numbers next year with the Celtics. He'll get his money. He might not get the $84 million, but he'll get about $70 million on the market. A player of his caliber doesn't get small money for a long amount of time. So this idea that Dennis Schroder doesn't deserve or didn't deserve that money, the Lakers went over here. When you play for the Lakers, unfortunately, their fans are dickheads. I will not hesitate to say it. I'm a Celtics fan. Their fans expect greatness. And they're not even the most winningest franchise. Even if they win their 18th title before we do, we still have every other record there is to have when it comes to being the winningest franchise. And we smoked them a whole bunch of times in the finals in decades prior. You're not going to sit there and tell me their greedy ass fans are going to sit there and disrespect a guy talking about running him out of LA because Magic Johnson didn't like him. Man, listen, you're going to cut that shit out. You know what I mean? Like, let that man play his game. Stop trying to give him that stamp in the league like they did D. Russell. Then you see what D. Russell did the next year in Brooklyn. You know, and I'm talking about the snitch label, but you know, the other shit. Anyway, let Dennis Schroder live. He's not a terrible player. I've seen way worse players. Let that man live. Gold Squad TV. Subscribe. Leave your comments down below. Leave a like button. Hit the like button, I mean. And don't let LeBron always dictate y'all's views of how great a player should be. Because LeBron is LeBron. It's not. We need to stop doing that. They lost last year because he wasn't good. He walked out on that team in the Phoenix Suns series multiple times. It had nothing to do with Dennis Schroder. Phoenix Suns were just a better team. Gold Squad TV.